I get for the house this morning in Mr. CHUKS NTADI, and of course in engineer, and of course in also public affairs analyst for this FCT here. And of course I go ask her many matters it concerns so many issues. Mr. CHUKS, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Make I start with the issue of ASU. You go to school for this country, for Nigeria. I don't say, of course, even if you don't get other professional certificate for abroad, but university level, I don't say you go. When you do school, you know about ASU strike. You know the ASU strike, no, that one long thing when they over linger for a long time. And of course, this one it hits people 8 months. But I believe before now, we don't do more than 8 months. Yeah, there's a time we do almost 1 year, 1 year plus, and if you don't forget, you understand. But right now, they say the call of strike. Lecturer has not call of strike. How you feel number one? But they say they put one condition conditionally. That means if they put that conditionally, that comma, they say they never meet all their requirements. What do you think for this matter?
Oh, thank you very much. You see, the facts, for the facts, say ASU don't call back or ASU suspend strike for a while with some conditions attached. It is for the government to look at the whole situation of the condition attached so that the government can see how they can work together with ASU to make sure that those conditions are met, to see that the conditions or the agreements where they get with ASU, they carry out performance. Because ASU itself, now where our children they go school, now this is what is educating our children through ASU. And we cannot just fold our hands and watch something like this they happen, you know, in this kind of country where we find ourselves, knowing fully well that education is the key, basic key, one of the basic keys of life. On my own hand is ASU should also work in hands with the government to see that those conditions, if all conditions cannot be met, but at least make us to see and say they help government to see the one government go fit do quick.
They help government, I mean they help society. Not like government, because it stands so. I don't think they also ready to help government, but because of the pressure on them from the various stakeholders, and of course the community, children itself, the people itself, because the children I believe they suffer most for these things, and of course you know what don't go down since play out because of students they have. So, but the point is, what to be your advice for government as it concerns this now?
Thank you very much. Like I said just now, if ASU help government, is like helping the society, because the society itself is the government, and government is the society. So what I believe say government go fit do at this stage is to look at the condition right now when they don't do on suspension now of strike, to look at the condition and find way to meet up the ASU target of promises that you have made to ASU, so that at least another strike will not actually occur.
Well, as it stands now, they talk of many lecturers don't go on sabbatical. They're outside the country. Many say if you don't even get outside foreign work, you understand, foreign work to do, and of course we don't know as so we just talk to the lecturers themselves, because as it stands now, many not there around to resume work, and many don't get discouraged. What would be the encouragement to bring these people back?
You see, sometimes the people who don't leave, sometimes you might not be able to bring them back easily like that, and some of them might not even want to come back again due to what they've been saying, challenges happening there and there. But I believe so we still get some young talented lecturers who can also fit in and cover the gap, so that at least the student will not be faced with a face-off of not having lecturers, enough lecturers to carry out their lectures. But with the country where I know, we have young lecturers who are talented, who are well to do to actually put the student through, and also mix up with the ones who don't already the ground before.
Well, good talk, brother, and of course thank you for that your contribution. But with the hope say those lecturers will get more better hands. We go fit into that.
Yes, into that.
The other thing, I just played this issue of demolition. FCT, they're saying a planned city. and of course not buy land for chiefs. What will be the process to acquire land for this town?
Thank you very much. Process to acquire land. A land want to be sold if it's government approved, which is good, government allocation, which is good, is for you to get the papers, do your findings, do your due diligence, take that same paper they give you, go to the necessary authorities and the offices who handles such documents. They will tell you and put you through. And you see, when demolition like this they happen, people felt that government hates them. People felt that government don't want them to live in FCT. No, it is not like that. FCT itself is a planned city where we have different segments of different types of apartments you have in FCT. So you must not go and put shanties or put unapproved structure where you're not supposed to put them. Then the next thing, when demolition come now, it becomes a problem. So our advice Nigerians to always check, do due diligence very well, hold out your paper, go to the necessary office and make your inquiries. If they tell you, they will tell you the next 50 years plan of that place, not just for you to build anyhow.
But the point is, another thing is, when you check the income for civilized clan, they get housing mortgage to the barest minimum. You understand what I talk?
Yeah.
To the breast to for any individual. You understand? To fit assess, fit you understand? Use, fit get. But for our own Africa, for Nigeria especially here, you right now smell the talk. You know how many houses they empty out there? Where people know they stay, where people know they live. When people acquire through various means, different means, nobody will talk about different things. You understand? Because we know the system will be there. But the system don't like say give room for a middle class or ordinary person to feel acquire that land. To acquire that land, we talk so man. It costs lots of money. Money, yes. Why we not forget that kind of situation to get those kind of situations for if the government really gets people at heart, gets the citizens at heart. Okay,
thank you very much. I would say government in this country has places where you can have a low housing scheme. Now there are some places yes in Abuja. Yeah. There are some places in Kubwa, after a little bit around Arab side. Those places you can still get a land of 2 million in government allocation, 3 million.
But 2 million, but, 2 million as more.
I know now, but looking now, it is even better for the. It is better. It is better you put your eggs for where you sure than to go put shanty for where you know sure. Okay, now check them now. Some of those shanties that were brought down, you go discover say some of them is almost 5 million naira, including the cost of land and the structure. Yes. And the cost of land and the structure itself is almost 5 million naira. So whereby you go don't throw 5 million naira now. When you put 5 million naira into where secure, it's secured. Now people complain that those places are idle, those places are bush. Not be bush be Abuja before it becomes city today. Now bush it become. As time goes on, those places will become, it will get developing gradually, and before it will happen, you'll become a landlord in a very secured place in Abuja. Not for you to be building houses, blocking places whereby you're not supposed to block. Look at the flood now that's happening. Some people cannot even build well. They build houses, put it on the drainage. Some go build house, put up for water channel, water line. So how do you expect the water to pass through or easily? It's not. And there's one thing about life, sir. You cannot tell yourself you cannot choose not to tell yourself the truth. What is the truth? The truth is this 4 million, or where I don't get 4 million, okay, I get 2 million, but make I go secure the land first. Now something. Then while you're renting an apartment somewhere, you will not be developing that same property. But not for you to just forget, lock up, then say no. This shanty why day or this area why day, demolition will come, demolition will come. But one day, demolition will come. Demolition will definitely get to those places that structures are not meant to be built, or shanties are not meant to be erected. So that is how it is, sir.
Well, okay. By contributing, of course, the issue of demolition, of course, that we talk about now. Of course, this may not buy land for cheap. But what about the issue of buying land for cheap when FCT say no, more not buy land for cheap? Because so many persons will not buy land. Is there no way that they fit convert that instead of saying you demolish now, you not give the people the paper, make them pay put as concerning the area, or why government will come, okay, more come this area. It's not better as they don't plan, as the government not come plan for the place. People go plan for the place. You know, think about this. Them suppose those key into those plans because if they want to take their effect now, they just come there, clear everybody. They don't know where you want, where you they go along. But you notice now that they pose another kind of threat for our system. Like now with the system managed crime. What do you think?
Thank you very much. You see, the issue of no buy land for chief, no buy land for chief. That issue not be today. I believe say media don't they help people. They tell them, they advise them, say don't buy land from chief. Don't buy. Now you see, all land generally belongs to the government. All the whole land. Now chief where they sell land, he is not selling that land to help or support the person or to help government. He is selling that land to actually pocket some money. Yes. Now the person where you sell the land for now, the person they can demolish the house. The house where they demolish now, the person is in pain, no money, nothing. Now the chief himself is not being arrested. All these chiefs who are selling lands should be actually arrested and prosecuted for selling land where they were supposed to sell, give individual, knowing fully well that the space you occupied is for just you and your people alone, and it's for a temporary time, because very soon government will still locate even that community to another place where they're supposed to go. But say you can't go to sell land, knowing fully well say that land government will come back for that land, you sell and give somebody, obviously it's still temporary.
I go ask you one question, but before I ask you that question, I could play this demolition video again. I will come back. I go to ask you one question before we change the matter to other things.
Okay, sir.
Will they come back now?
What you see here is the removal of illegal warehouses and shanties around Day Junction, which is part of the Federal Capital Territory Administration city-wide cleanup. The FCT administration is not happy at all about the illegalities in Day community and environs, which is why the officials on ground took their turns each in expressing their worries and reasons for the cleanup. For the FCT Minister's Aid on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement, Comrade E. Karata, this demolition has sent a serious signal to people involved in illegalities.
And we're doing comprehensive cleanup on the day axis. For me, this is something that we have all looked up to actually send a signal that government does exist and that the FCT minister is marching west with action to rid the city of illegality. Day Junction have been a very dangerous criminal hub. If you observe what happened before, you see when anything happened, they go and attack people on the roadside. Something happens inside Day, people go to the bridge, the pedestrian bridge, and attack motorists and others here. I think all of this will change when they are cleared off that particular area. It will happen immediately. As we sustain enforcement going forward, we'll see them leaving and relocating from these areas.
Also speaking, the Director of Development Control, Town Planner Mukcha Galadima, says government officials aiding illegalities will face the brunt of the administration.
Because of a long time non-challenge attitude exhibited by some officers whom we have moved out of the department now, that's why this thing has thrived. But now we want to make sure that we put everything in the right perspective. That's why we're taking these measures. But all those officers concerned, we have moved out of that department.
The Assistant Director of Enforcement, Abuja Environmental Protection Board, Kaka Bello, revealed some plans to keep Day in check.
We are here today to fight a common enemy with the various agencies of the FCT, and the common enemy here is illegality. Illegality from the side of environmental protection, illegality from the side of the road transport, and illegality on the side of development control department. We, from our own part as environmental protection, this is something we will not allow. We will continue doing it until we get the much needed sanity we desire.
There are indications that the heavy population surge in the community had contributed hugely to the growing illegalities, but the enforcement team says they will not be deterred. Joy Iguchi, ITV News.
Well, my country people, we don't bring that report come for now again. Of course, Engineer CHUKS.
Yes, sir.
You see that thing we play out there. What do you think, say, man, a government will fit to regulate this issue of chief not buying land and everything and that thing?
Yes, government.
You don't go fast, man. Talk so. When water don't pass on that bridge.
You see, I would actually, my own opinion is government should actually set up a standard, a law that covers citizens from buying community land from chiefs.
The law not there already. The law there now.
So, and the truth is, government should also put and enforcement on any chief will begin to establish other extensions around their community, because the extensions you are establishing is by selling land to those who are not part of the community. So obviously when you sell to them, they develop that land, it come back again that the land will be demolished, or the structures are to be demolished. So I would advise the government to actually make it, they should make the law so severe, they should make the law so strong, so that it will protect those who are buying land from chiefs, land from community, protect everybody. You and I, we will not say, okay, any chief will sell land now, we are not supposed to sell. The law will deal to the same person. For the fact that you're a chief doesn't mean you should start stepping on toes, start doing things that you're not supposed to do. Now putting people into this kind of quagmire, putting people into this kind of shape of life that is not actually healthy for them. Now we're talking about security, insecurity and security. Now with all these shanties around, some of them actually might be good people. Some of them, majority of them, might be the people who are actually disturbing the peace of the area. So I believe that government should take a severe action over the chiefs by selling land for individuals.
Well, government should take severe actions on the chiefs when they sell land to. Of course, back when we talking here since, what will be the chief own? Chief own sell land, and when they come to call them, you go point the houses when him collect money on top and until they go down. Well, we they see that now this Nigerian CHUKS is talking this one too. Look, we enter the issue of political campaign, and of course we know as so many things we don't go down concerning 2023 election. The number one thing we did on board again yesterday, Governor of Rivers State Wike, Governor Wike come out again, still re-emphasize when journalists they ask, and journalists they ask many questions, and if it ask you question when you not prepare for, they go to bring many things about. But they ask them again the issue of 100 million when the chairman of the party when accuse the chairman, say man, chairman collect 100 million for one governor hand. And I think they bring so many issues. But the chairman himself come out later to talk, say the money, yes, the money like that come to them, but he use them for whatever PDP institute. Now they wanted rehabilitate or wanted. But any which way, the crisis for that party so far, waiting. They see so many people don't talk one strike camera. You should say that kind of crisis now. You go fit. You know, go be like setback for them for 2023 election. Or what do you think?
Thank you very much. Already, PDP don't already get setback. So it's just that their setback keep coming there and then, one issue or the other. The issue of allegation over the matter of 100 million. The chairman say he won't use it to do one or two projects in the party. Now, maybe the chairman, the party chairman, did not actually carry other people along on this decision that he has taken. But for the fact that he has come out and claimed that that money is meant for certain things in the party, to erect some certain things or to actually rehabilitate some of the issue or some of the things they have in PDP, is a very good idea. But did you carry them along? If you carry them along, Wike wouldn't have come out and start saying one or two things about that money. To them, they see it as if it's a bypass. So definitely, PDP on its own should put themselves together, and because election is already around the corner very shortly. So PDP, I would advise they put themselves together to make sure, say, their house is being put together to see this entrance of the 2023 election that is coming.
Apart from Wike, some other governors, some other 5 governors like Tom and some other governors.
All of them.
So talk say make the man resign. Say the party. But so some of the party talk about after election resign or before election. So but Wike say he not care about after. He may resign now. What is your take on that? May resign now or may resign after election?
No, for me, you see, people who majority takes the vote. If the party, most of the governors who are sitting governors say make you resign, which is the drag. After all, the glory of the party still come back again to the party. So nobody should sit down there and feel that my placenta is buried here and I will stay here and I will stay here forever. No, the party has its constitution. The party already has an agreement before this whole thing started. So Wike is always saying that let's go back to the agreement that we have. So if the party should be what they call it, agreed enough, they should definitely tell this chief, oh, Oga, or the chairman, this your decision is affecting the party. Governors now don't the verse very soon now. If what happen, you will say those governors now, maybe they don't, maybe they will, some of them go don't find their way to go other parties. It's not a good one for PDP for this time. We will do. So I believe and I advise that the chairman should definitely find a way to step down so that the party can be in peace.
But they say if he step down before this election, like, if he affect them, what are you talking about?
How can he affect them?
I don't think they talk about as a chairman of the party now.
The truth is, as a chairman of the party, you don't. That doesn't mean that the party cannot do without you. Yes, if you step down now, it's for the good of the party.
Well, same Wike come out talk same. Well, if APC if you allow Muslim people they confuse themselves about Muslim you know, makes sense. But we can come out if the parties talk about if APC bring Muslim ticket, what's the difference between PDP zoning to the north too? You understand? So that doesn't really talk about make them not blame APC for Muslim ticket. What do you take on that? Yes,
for me, I think I will not actually blame APC for a Muslim ticket, because sometimes, even when you have a Christian and Muslim ticket, sometimes they might not even perform. If
like this one will finish you.
Oh, don't say I'm now. So if Muslim ticket and they will perform, it's performance that we want. I don't care if you're a Christian or a Muslim or Christian. It's performance.
But you know what about performance?
Go ahead.
This performance. It depends on, like now, what we see for 2015 prior to this government. You see many crash out. This not good. This one come now. You understand? So some people don't. If you check stakeholders, check real people, they'll tell you, see, man, well, this government did its best. They tried their best. You understand? So, but then the next one now will determine. Well, now what will find out for this country? The next government now will determine the outcome of this government. What is this one will perform? Because, but if you check out from time, what will be your assessment? At least no check since 1999 now till now. What will be your assessment of government to as it concerns the input for the life of the citizen? Make I just ask you this.
Okay, fine. If you check from 1999, the input of democracy till date, actually for me, I have my own achievement I can count, or I can see some achievement which I can count that actually our leaders have brought down to the people. Like during the days of His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, he started some schemes that today those systems are working. Now, count down a little bit again, go a little bit further to Yaradua. It actually established some little things that the system is still working. Even if it's not working perfectly 100%, but it's still working. Also likewise Jonathan regime and even this government, I believe that what they put in might not solve the whole problem of Nigeria. But the one they have put in is a structure, is a system that in the future it will tell in the lives of the community and the people and the society. But expecting us to have this what do you call it,
drastic
changes, no, it will be difficult.
But even if not see drastic change, at least supposed to see science, see man. Okay, that science that you talk try to.
Yes, now the science I try pinpoint. Yes, some of those science I try to pinpoint. If you check now the growth of what they call it, the development in infrastructure right now, it might not go speedily, but as an engineer that I am, I still see some things going on in this present government system. Some construction, some infrastructures are going on now.
Federal level or state level?
No, federal level. Federal level. I travel a lot within the country, so I see some progress that this same government is trying to achieve. And with those things, by the time a government comes now, another government come and take over, if they can actually follow up and add little to what this government has set up, definitely, trust me, we will start having problems of roads again.
Part of it, we need to digress. The same area. See flood, you be engineer, flood they ravage Kogi here. how you think the people dey Bayelsa, Rivers, even the Anambra, they go by this flood? Why we not fit tackle our flood issue? What really happen? We just get flood water everywhere now.
Thank you very much. You see this issue of flood matter. Those states that is around the river line area, that when they open dam or when there's high flood, it affects. I will advise that although I think Kogi State government also, or federal government, has started in partnership with Kogi State government to build a retaining wall. That's what they call a retain wall. A retained concrete wall will help protect the water to channel into the right way.
The right way.
Into the right way.
Okay, when you talk about the water not go the right way.
The water not go the right way because you know why? The water now come out with force, and when it come out with force, it goes everywhere. You cannot actually deny water of its passage. No.
But with concrete wall.
With concrete retaining wall, you cannot build a concrete retaining wall around all these states. So when the water they come, it reach the concrete retaining wall. It follows there. It will not become a drainage system on its own.
Because this we talk so that now, what do they practice for some other places?
Yes, sure.
Like for where they practice?
Now, if you go to some other countries, you see that
African country, I mean, only Europe.
No, even the African countries, you see. Even in Africa, South Africa has it.
Okay, then
even Ghana, yeah.
That brings that question. And Nigeria is a big place. You know, I don't compare Ghana and Nigeria.
Okay.
Ghana, we talk about too many things. They get too many. Our inabilities, many more than their own.
Yes.
But they say Ghana just be like Lagos. So I not fish out for that kind of one. Because
okay.
Nigeria is a big place.
Yeah, sure.
Have a problem many. But when you look South Africa, we just get independence when 1997, Abi.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Compared to we get 1960.
1960.
You know, okay, just check the development on our own. You think say man, we get independence? This independence we get 1960. They right for us, that's 1960.
Well,
I ask everybody.
Is right for us at that time, because sometimes people say something. Say if you don't do it by yourself, you know go no ID. So obviously Nigeria wanted to do it by themselves. Now they are doing it by themselves. Now they know how it is. So I believe that your mistake now you go to know your correction. So obviously, with what is happening to that flood system now, Nigeria has the capacity to put contractors into work and put a retaining wall on those axes, so that by the time the flood is coming, it hits the retaining wall and it goes back again to the system on the River Nile area, whereby it will flow.
But how come South Africa will come out 1997 get retaining wall? We will come out 1960 will not get retaining wall. How come?
Thank you very much. You see,
we did part of their struggle.
Thank you very much. I am aware. Thank you very much. See, this point you brought now is a very good point. But check again. You see, Nigeria has many problems that we are facing.
But Nigeria has many problems. The problem pass our own.
Okay, now Nigeria has problems they are facing. But at that stage, they were supposed to actually plan this issue because it's an oversight. They never see this coming this way. Yeah, they never see this coming. With
all the precision from 9 minutes from everything.
Yeah, of course. But they never see it coming to this stage. Now that it has come, I believe that the government would definitely start having a way to go about this. But if a retail work would be built around all these states, trust me, the issue of flood will be reduced to at least 3%.
Engineer CHUKS.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go that areas too. I'm going to look at the many political parties. We get the likes of the Labour Party. We don't talk about APC, talk about the PDP. The Labour Party, there's other SDP. We get ADC. So many political parties. And of course, we get young people for these political parties. They say not too young to run bill. With the target 2023 before, since 2019 or 2020, when the president passed the bill. You understand? Till now, we expect by now, say maybe at this election when they come, we go see young persons to intervene, to come up, but we don't even see anyone.
No. We have some young fellows who came out.
Like the Jandon for as governor, maybe as president.
No, as president. We have young fellows. People like someone like Jack Risk. Jack Risk is a young man with APC government. Some young boys, even the presidential candidate of YPP is also a very young man. Other parties like that, young man. But one thing I noticed about where we find ourselves today, most of our leaders are not willing to support the young ones to go there. Most of them want to be there by themselves.
The young ones support them.
Yes, the young ones are supporting them now. Now, the elderly ones in that case are still being greedy with the seats. They want to hold that seat. Most of them want to hold that seat. I don't really know for what purpose. But what I know for sure is the young ones, I believe I expected the elder ones to say, okay, let's sit back and give the young ones the support while we also nurture them and see how they will operate the system and give them the support. Now, a young view and an old view is two different things. Yeah, an elderly man.
What the old man now see?
Yes, an elderly man is seeing it, but the performance to execute it is not there. The vision to execute it is not there.
So you're supposed to see and tell the young man.
Yes, you're supposed to tell the young man. You know, say that you a climb skyscraper, now you go first of all see the first place where the thing they come from. You go tell them, they see where they come from, so where they come from. Oh yeah, do this one, do this one. They will do it because why? They have the energy, they have the vision. But these people who are old, they are seeing it sometimes before they even go there and do it. Time they go. And Nigeria is not a country whereby you build on sentiment, you build on delay, you build on staggering your leg, doing chameleon walking. No, Nigeria is a country whereby you take action immediately to solve that problem immediately. You don't waste time. Set up the whole thing. Okay, now you're talking about mortgage and no mortgage. Sorry, I had to digress a little bit. You're talking about mortgage and those days. We have some estates that is called Shagari Estate, low housing scheme. We have some estates that is called what do you call it? Different leaders who have sat on powers. They are low housing estates, low housing scheme to help the poor who could not actually live in big places to actually live around this area of Abuja or around the area of the country. So all those things are the things that we should go back in and fine-tune it and actually imply action to see that these things are met.
I will take a continue to, but I want to make our people know, say we get a live interview from Ogoja this morning with Francisca Oga, of course, in our head programs. And the Ogoja live, and the talks will call us in. We will call them in. But after my segment with CHUKS here, now we will bring them in. So we just want to be very glued to our TV, because after now we will take call as it concerns issue with the happen for Ogoja right now. Well, CHUKS, we see there with you now. What in these young people, what do we do now? Because as it stands, these people don't like hijack this thing, and they don't agree release them. We get so many political parties, as you talk, when they on board. You start with young innovations, but to you think they'll face the light at the end of the tunnel for this 2020 election, or we'll look ahead as it concerns. And both to be advised. Another thing why this will ask, I've got two questions at the same time. Community level. You know, think, man, we're supposed to work on our community level, from the state level now, because we don't try too much from the head. You know, they come up like that. Notice from community. What will be your take on all this? Thank
you very much. Let me start by saying that the part of the youth and the leaders now coming into a session of this agreement into power. Now, like I said before, the leaders are trying to hold the power. What the youths are trying to do today, this 2023, if the youth does not come out or emerge at the end of the day, I believe that a better future after this 2023 will come out and emerge. The reason there is the youth now are trying to fold their hands and watch what happened from these other candidates that is coming in now, to see how the system will be before the youth will now do exactly how to perfect their own arrangements. Now, on the issue of community angle, if you cannot work it out around the head, the community angle, you need to go back there on the grassroots of the community angle and sort it out.
These people there.
We have all of them there. Is to go back there, particularly with the effort of the youth, see how to work it out.
This new political parties you talk about, we get these young people now. How solid they did for this grassroots? How solid they did? We know of the national level, we know of Jack Rich as their as a candidate.
Yeah. APC, but he lost primary.
He lost primaries. But what I'm saying is, he lost primaries. What I'm saying now, for this other, for this grassroots, this community now, which young people, which these parties, these new parties, they get any formidable stand ground for these communities? Because that's the only way I believe. If they talk about maybe a change, except maybe we get the same young persons for those communities. We get young people for this. They get ground for this community.
Yes, you see the problem we have now is most of them are just trying to understand how they can capture that community or the community grassroots. Most of them are just coming into politics. Some of them are actually, their name might not be too loud for you to hear or majority to hear, but I believe that as time goes on, you will hear them. They are working very hard to see, particularly don't forget that in this country, you need to definitely have degrees, you need to have money, you need to have the connection. You also need to know what you are doing upstairs before you actually capture all those places. So all those things put together, our system here does not actually allow most of the youths who are going for one seat or the other to actually harmonize all these things and get there. But I believe that they are getting there gradually. Their system, and their structure they are putting now, they are getting there gradually.
I'll ask you one last question before we go. Last time I see Barrister Maurice Ibam, in come here, in day one party for one partner, young man just like you, in day one party before, but when he come this last time, he tell me say he don't jump ship. So I wonder for a young man to jump ship. Now you tell me the same thing. I know we'll call you a party name, I call it, but waiting to give a young man, if they complain, say man, they see old people, they jump from one party to the other, they jump from, they complain, say man, it's not good for our political system, our political ideology. But what because young people like now, they jump from one ship to another. What will be the cause, and of course, how it is able to help our system?
Thank you very much. Sometimes when your voice is not heard, or your voice could not be heard in a particular party, you have the right to leave that party and go to the party that your voice will be heard, that what you are bringing will be achieved. Now, for instance, let's take our candidate in Labour Party. Now, he left a particular party for that party because why? His voice was not heard. His decision, they didn't consider it. He's looming around. Now, the man decided to go to the party that welcomed him. So in politics, he's not
in politics.
Yes.
Politics in Africa, or
yes.
Because outside we don't find this kind of things. You are coming to serve. They come serve the people.
Yes.
You understand? If the people will deal with you immediate talk, say man, okay, they don't want your services first. Why not step down? Because the charity they say begins from the house. If from your house your people say fair wait first, we get somebody when will take say go fit. Why you not fit condo? Must your voice be heard there? Because now the people you come.
Thank you very much.
You understand?
Just like what you just said now, you said politics, you are serving the people.
To serve the people.
But you're not serving the party.
No, but the party oversees everything.
Thank you very much. But we must not die with the party.
So what you're saying now is invariably leaving the party, that means the party not get better ideology. That's why you come on.
That is it. If the party doesn't have good ideology of what you want and what will make the country grow, you don't need to be there. If you notice anybody where they won't stick to one party, they stick. Yes, you can stick if you're patient enough. But in a case whereby you know what to do and you are there, do nothing. So what's the essence? It's just like a football game.
Well, your final advice, just advise 2023 election. What will your advice? And of course, I was supposed to get the right person.
Yes, my advice, like I said before, to get the right person on this 2023 election, let's before the election actually itself, let's actually analyze all these people who are coming out and check what they've done in the past and check their visions and check what they have for Nigerians and check their capacity of what they can do before we vote for them.
Capacity
of what they can do.